Good day, viewers. And my name is Emmanuel Ogunjide. I'm a Nigerian. I recently came to Canada about a year ago. And I'm an accountant by profession. And currently, I work as a financial analyst at the Hamilton Net Sciences. And this video is a self-reflection of my experience, in Canada so far. Versus what I experienced back home, and I will place more emphasis on managerial styles and issues. Even though back home I held a number of supervisory roles, but here in Canada I'm occupying a non-supervisory role. However, I would like to say that the managerial style here in Canada is a little different from what I experienced back home. And first of all, I would say that here in Canada, the structure is usually flat, unlike what is very common back home, where you have very hierarchical structure, where you just have a lot of managers having subordinate and subordinate and subordinate. But here in Canada, you could see a manager supervising like 20 people. I mean, it's a flat kind of structure, and which makes people independent of one another. I mean, to a reasonable extent. So one other thing that I see as a slightly different from Canadian managerial structure and business practices that is in the area of appraisal. Back home, usually appraisal takes place every year, where a manager appraises managers appraise their subordinates performance in the past 1 year. But here in Canada, my experience has been an ongoing appraisal. Like every month I have a meeting with my supervisor, where I inform him about how I'm coping with the job, and also letting him know if I'm facing any challenges, and it's on a monthly basis. You are not waiting till the end of the year, where sometimes you have a lot of some surprise, like so that's also one important thing. And also I think here in Canada, from my experience, managers are also appraised by their team members, like their subordinate. So it goes both ways and not just one way, like what is very common back home or elsewhere. So I think Canada have a kind of more consistent appraisal system, whereby you don't have to wait until the end of the year in order to appraise. And also the appraisal is two ways. That means you appraise your managers, and your managers also appraise you. So that's also one of the important experience I've had here in Canada. So also, in addition to that, I would say that I agree with the saying that in Canada, you ask people to do something and hope that they will. Like back home, it's possible for a manager to be autocratic. Like you can just set a deadline and say, hey, I want this done this way and by so time. But here is kind of difficult because Canadian has a kind of style that you just have to see everybody as a team. As a team member. Like you don't see them as your subordinate. You see them as your team member. Like for instance, even when you set a deadline and your subordinate have valid reason why they cannot, meet up with the deadline, you have to, look for a way to accommodate, their, challenges, and that's quite different from what I experienced back home. So here, you really need to, see your subordinate as, team members and not just you. People you can just talk to anyhow, or just, like tools that you can just, use to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So, in summary, I would say that there are important skills, soft skills, particularly, which are crucial in surviving as a manager here in Canada. You need to have a strong communication skills and also negotiation skills, and also you need to be team a team player, and a listening manager, not somebody that's just autocratic. You need to be a listening person who listening actively to the concerns or the input of the team, and not just because here, like, people don't wear their title like the case back home, where you say, oh, that's the manager, that's the senior manager, that's the director, that's the whoever. Here you greet, like, even back home, because of our culture, you still use some kind of respect for, we see it as a way of respect, like, yeah, using Mr., using Sir, and all of that. But here, you refer to even the director or the CEO by their first name, like, oh, hi George, and hi Steve. So yeah, the title cap is not really. In Canada, they don't really wear the title cap where you say, oh, this is the manager, and when you talk to the manager, you are just having, fears. You're not able to look at the manager in the face. So those are the things I have observed. And which are different from what I've experienced back home. I hope this, viewers will find this useful, and especially people who are also coming into Canada newly. There are so much to learn because the culture here in the workplace and also managerial experience here is quite different from what we experience back home. Thanks for watching, and stay